Yo, so what is good, everybody on YouTube? We are back today with a brand new video, and since we did just do the Kobe and Shaq duo career sim, I thought it was only fitting to come back with another heater here, a Jordan and Pippen duo career sim. Obviously, where they are drafted in the same draft class and play their entire careers together. So let's just see how this one turns out. If you're new, smack that like button and subscribe for your boy. So let's get into it. Year one here, you see Rookie of the Year goes to Michael Jordan right there. Mo Bamba actually getting Most Improved Player of the Year. And Luka Doncic getting an MVP on the season as well. And even take a look at the All-NBA third team. Not only did he get Rookie of the Year, but he also grabbed All-NBA third team in his first season. You know, some of the guys from the All-Rookie first team are definitely a little sus because how the whole bubble situation has this working out right now. But as you can see, we actually came in as the number 9 seed, so we just missed playoffs in year one, which is okay. I'm not too concerned about it because it is their rookie seasons technically, and I'm sure by next year we are going to be a pretty decent team. So we're just going to watch the playoffs from the sidelines here. We got the Milwaukee Bucks up against the Clippers here in the playoffs, 3-2. Let's see if Giannis ends up pulling it out here or if it goes to a Game 7. It goes to a Game 7, and the Clippers do end up taking it. Kawhi Leonard clutching up. Moving us into year 2 of the sim right here. As you can see, Michael Jordan and Pippen both starting. Pippen in the 83. And they also have Kobe White and some other young players here around them as well, such as Wendell Carter. Jordan sitting at a 92 overall. And we actually have Thad Young playing that power forward position, which is kind of interesting. I guess Lauri Markkanen did end up going elsewhere. So let's see just how this season plays out. You see Giannis Antetokounmpo gets an MVP there, but he's with the LA Lakers. And to take a look, AD gets DPOY, but he is now with the Clippers, so we're going to have to look into that for sure. Both on the All-NBA third team this year, Jordan and Pippen, and we do come in as the number 6 seed in the Eastern Conference, which is not bad at all, but I'm definitely interested to take a look in those other two situations there with AD and Giannis. So looking at the player stats here, you see Jordan putting up 25.4 points per game on the season, Levine being our second highest scorer, and not too much scoring coming from Pippen, although he is getting it done as far as assists, rebounds, and obviously the defensive end of the floor to kind of be that second in command there. Levine putting up 22.9 per game as well to kind of be that second big scorer for the squad. And let's take a look at what happened here. So you have LeBron and Giannis here with Boban as their starting center in LA. Well, the Lakers, that is. And then the Clippers here, you have Kawhi and AD. What an interesting squad that is. Looking at the Sixers, they have Michael Carter-Williams, Ben Simmons, Brook Lopez. This team looks a little shaken up. We have Zubac. I want to see how this happened because I see no Al Horford. There might have been a big contract dump there for Al Horford. Obviously having one of the worst contracts in the league. Look at how low his value is. Al Horford for Zubac and Michael Carter-Williams, man. That is crazy. That just shows how bad of a contract that was for the Sixers. And being a Sixers fan, I don't love to see that at all. But we're going to see how this first round of the playoffs works out here. Our Chicago Bulls with Jordan and Pippen up against Ben Simmons and Embiid with the Sixers here. So let's see just what happens. So we actually do end up taking it pretty easily, and we actually make it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals here, up against a KD and Kyrie led Nets team. So let's see how this one turns out. They do get up on us early, but we do have a lot of fight in us. We push it to a Game 7 here. Can we make it to the NBA Championship for the first time extremely early on in this sim? So let's see what actually happens. We hop into Simcast here, and we have a good little lead here. As long as we can keep it and not screw up, we are cool. And it is looking like we are good as we end up taking this one 131-120 with some big games there from Kyrie and KD, but Jordan and Levine absolutely popping off there. And a nice little double-double there from Pippen as well. Bringing us to our first NBA championship here up against the Denver Nuggets, who have been going crazy this year. Jamal Murray, Gary Harris, Bol, Jokic. Let's see if we can make some noise here. And we find ourselves down 2-0. We find ourselves down 3-1. And unfortunately, we do get smacked in 5 here with Jokic getting an MVP of the finals. Jordan dropping a 40 bomb there, but it was just not enough to get it done. I guess year 2 was not our year, but we do have year 3 here, still very, very early on. A 95 overall Jordan building up his accolades, and a Scottie now at an 89 overall as well. And obviously some of the guys on the squad are pretty young. We did add Gary Trent Jr. and Taco Falls, actually our starting center now, so that will be interesting. So let's see just how year 3 ends up playing out. You see Luka Doncic here getting an MVP. Bol there, 6th man of the year. Cade Cunningham getting rookie of the year. We finished the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference behind only the Celtics. Not bad. Jordan putting up 28 points per game. Obviously an absolute defensive menace as well. We're up against the Hawks here. This should be kind of a tough matchup. They even have Lonzo as their bench point guard here. So let's see if we can make it back to the finals consecutive years here. But the Hawks are not going to make it easy for us. We're going to 7 with them. And GG, man. Despite some great efforts there from Kobe White, Jordan, and Pippen, we just could not get it done. It is what it is. Hawks here up against that Nuggets team that did just bounce us last year in the finals. So let's see which one of these teams end up taking it. Should be an absolute dog fight in all honesty. So let's see. You see Nuggets go up 2-0. Hawks definitely have that fight in them. And it is going to a Game 7, and the Nuggets end up clutching up. Almost blowing it. Nikola Jokic getting another Finals MVP. Moving us in to year 4 of this sim. And I feel the championship's coming, man. It's happening sooner than later with this squad. Kyle Kuzma is on the team now. As you can see, he is added here. And those accolades are just building up for our guys. So let's see what ends up actually happening here in year 4. And Trae Young ends up actually getting MVP of the regular season here. Amani Bates gets Rookie of the Year. 6th Man of the Year goes to Bol. Just absolutely going crazy in these sims. And Defensive Player of the Year goes to AD. And as you can see, we do finish the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference this year. With that being a lot to do with Scottie and Jordan just absolutely popping off. We make it to the Eastern Conference Finals here up against that Philadelphia 76ers team. So let's see just how this one plays out and if we can actually make it to the finals yet again. We find ourselves up 3-1, but I really hope we don't blow a 3-1 lead. It does get pushed to 7, and of course we will hop into Simcast and see just how this one plays out. Pretty tough for most of the game, but in the 4th we did pull away there. 32-point performance there from Jordan to get us into the finals yet again. Meeting against Nikola Jokic and his Nuggets again, who actually have Blake Griffin and Aaron Gordon and Miles Bridges all as some additions as well. So this is definitely a deep team, and it's not going to be an easy one as we get knocked out in 5 yet again with Jokic getting another finals MVP here on us. Jokic popping off in this sim. Moving us into year 5 here, a now 99 overall Jordan and 96 overall Scottie Pippen. I'm honestly surprised we have not won a championship yet, but this Nuggets team has just been in our way so far. And there we go, a regular season MVP award there goes to Jordan, with the Defensive Player of the Year going to Giannis on the Lakers. Definitely interesting for sure. Checking out the standings, and with our MVP, we were the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. Obviously, Jordan putting up a fantastic stat line to get himself that MVP. And Scottie doing his thing as well, right around 20 points per game, getting it done on the defensive end like crazy as well. We make it back to the finals this year up against a Thunder squad that, quite frankly, is not as deep as the one that we've been going against recently with that Nuggets. So we find ourselves up 3-1, and let's hop into Simcast and see just how this one plays out. And as you can see, it was an absolute flood, so there really wasn't much to show. We end up beating that OKC Thunder team by 21 points, 131 to 110, to grab the Bulls their first NBA championship of this sim. We're going to keep the counter there. You got number 1. Let's see just how many we can get in this sim, because I think we got 6 in the one with Kobe and Shaq. So let's see if we can actually beat that, with Michael Jordan getting his first Finals MVP and regular MVP in the same season. Year 6 here. We added Sekou, we added Josh Green, so definitely some interesting little pieces that have been added. Obviously a 99 overall Jordan, 97 overall Pippen. Not a bad looking team at all, so let's see if we can actually go back to back. Giannis gets MVP of the regular season and Defensive Player of the Year, and we finish as the number 2 seed, only behind the Knicks. Checking out the stats from the season, very, very good season there for Jordan yet again. and Scottie, of course, doing his thing as well. First round matchup, we find ourselves up against Amani Bates and the Charlotte Hornets. Definitely probably not the easiest matchup because Amani Bates is certainly a dog in these sims. And we find ourselves down 2-1, 3-1. But can we come back and push this to 7? We can. Let's see just how this one plays out. We do clutch up with a huge performance there from Jordan doing his thing to negate Amani Bates and Brandon Boston Jr. Second round here up against the Toronto Raptors. We end up taking that with a little bit more ease in 6. Moving us back into the Eastern Conference Finals. This time up against the number 1 seeded New York Knicks with Giannis Antetokounmpo. We are going to Game 7 with them. So can we clutch up here and go back to the finals for back-to-back seasons? And wow, in the most tragic of ways, we do not. Losing 122 to 120 in Game 7, man. So we're going to be watching from the sidelines. New York Knicks here up against the Portland Trailblazers with Denny Avdija. So let's see who ends up taking this. I guess it'll make me feel a little bit better if the Knicks do. They 4-0 sweep them, so at least we took that team to a Game 7 and lost by 2. Year 7 here, team very much similar. We definitely got a great shot at getting a chip this season. Giannis Antetokounmpo getting an MVP season with the Knicks yet again. And as much as I try to skip some of the more boring stuff, we find ourselves in the Eastern Conference Finals here up against Giannis and the Knicks yet again. Hopefully it is a better ending for us than what it was last year in the tragic loss in Game 7. But unfortunately, it could not be, as we get knocked out in 5, despite a 25-point performance there from Scottie Pippen leading the team. We just could not get it done. Knicks versus the Thunder here. We did actually beat that Thunder team to get our first chip, so I'd assume the Knicks can beat them as well, as they find themselves up 3-1. And they do end up taking it in 5. Giannis getting another Finals MVP, moving us into year 8 of the sim here. So in year 8, Jordan ends up getting yet another MVP of the regular season. Bol gets, I think his 3rd or 4th Sixth Man of the Year award. And we find ourselves back in the finals this year up against the Phoenix Suns. So we get to Simon here, and it is a little back and forth to start off. 2-2. We get a game 3-2. And of course, we're going to hop into Simcast. And as you can see, we do end it right there. No need to go to a Game 7. A little bit of a blowout there, 133-110. Securing the 2nd championship of this sim for Jordan and Pippen very early on in their careers. Still interested to see if which one of them actually gets this Finals MVP award. If it's going to be Jordan or Pippen. Let's look at these stats real quick. See, that's what the Knicks were looking like. 30-point performance there from Jordan, and Pippen doing his thing with 23 as well. And Scottie actually does secure himself the Finals MVP in this 2nd championship. So far they have split the Finals MVPs right down the middle, 1 for each of them, which is definitely interesting to see. Moving us into 2029 season here. Let's see just what we got going on. So we are now in the 9th year of these two together. A now 95 overall Pippen and a 99 overall Jordan. Team is looking pretty solid. Definitely can't complain all that much, but a lot of accolades for our guys here. So many all-time All-Stars, so many time All-NBA members. You just love to see it. A lot of love have been shown to them throughout these sims already. So let's see just how year 9 actually ends up playing out for us. And would you look at that, Jordan adds another MVP to his resume there, with our MVP leading us to a 70-12 record on the season. Of course, leading the Eastern Conference, and of course being the number 1 overall seed in general. Second round here, we have our matchup up against the Cleveland Cavaliers here, and we did just 4-0 the Toronto Raptors in the first round, but this team is serving a little bit more of an issue for us, taking us to a Game 7. So of course we are going to hop into Simcast, and hopefully we can pull this one out since we did just go 70-12. But unfortunately we actually take the L despite a 39-point performance there from Jordan. We just couldn't get it done. The Colin Sexton-led Cavs just did a little too much against us. So Pelicans here in the finals up against that Cleveland Cavaliers team. So let's see if the Cavs have what it takes to actually make it all the way after 2 Game 7s in both the 2nd and 3rd round there. They're up 3-2, and we'll see what happens as they do end up taking it in 6 there. Trey Jones getting Finals MVP, moving us in to year 10 of the sim Wesley Montgomery getting an MVP. Defensive Player of the Year going to Michael Jordan. And we find ourselves in the Eastern Conference Finals yet again, this time up against the Detroit Pistons. And let's see if they have enough to knock us out. They do not. We will be moving back to the NBA championship game yet again, up against the Pelicans, who just were here last year and got knocked out. So let's see if we can make them 0-2 in these 2 years. We go up 2-0, 3-0, and of course we're going to hop into Simcast and see just how this one plays out. But actually, they got a little fight in them, so this series is not over just yet. They take that one by 6. Let's hop into this one and see what happens. And as you can see, after the fight they had in them, they could not get it done this one. Another blowout victory by us, 141-112, just letting that shot clock dribble out to get ourselves the number 3 championship of this sim for the city of Chicago. Big W there. Interested to see if Pippen or Jordan, which one of them will actually get this Finals MVP, because they have split them up to this point. Wow, huge game there from Jordan, dropping 37, but 27 and 10 as well from Pippen. Both of them going absolutely crazy and putting up some great defensive numbers as well, with Jordan actually securing himself his second Finals MVP of the sim, moving us into year 11 here. And up to this point in their sims, Pippen is a 7-time All-Star and Jordan already a 10-time All-Star. So let's see just how this season actually ends up playing out. Zeke actually getting an MVP of the regular season there, and Defensive Player of the Year going to Michael Jordan yet again, as we find ourselves in a Game 7 here with the Toronto Raptors pretty early on in the Eastern Conference Finals here, and we end up taking it. Not the easiest series of all time, but we do end up getting it done. Moving us back into the finals here, can we get ourselves another chip up against the Houston Rockets, who do have Bol Bol at center, which is a deadly weapon as we found out in these sims. Find ourselves up 3-0, and let's hop into Simcast. And for the first time, we hop into one that's actually pretty close. They do tie it up there at 100 apiece with 54 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Let's see what happens. Can they clutch this out, or do we end it? Scottie Pippen with a big dagger 3. Could have just put an end to it there, but they come back with a little firepower. Atura inside with the bucket, making it a 1-point game with 35 seconds left on the clock. Can my Bulls clutch this up, ice it out? Jordan drives in, and with the little layup, gets it back to a 3-point game. Houston takes a timeout. A lot of fouling later. 109-102. They throw up a prayer. And just like that, we get the number 4 championship of this sim here. You love to see it. And will Pippen get this Finals MVP, making it tied 2-2, or will Jordan get the third to Pippen's number 1? Bol Bol actually leading that team in scoring. Jordan leading our squad in scoring, going crazy. And Jordan gets his third Finals MVP of the sim, moving us in to year 12 of these two together. It is now 2031, and let's see what the squad's looking like. Pretty decent squad, in all honesty. A 3-time MVP now in Jordan. No MVPs for Scottie. Not sure if they will start coming or not. We'll have to keep our eye on that, of course. Let's check out these awards. Defensive Player of the Year going to Jordan yet again. He's locking up a hell of a lot of those. We find ourselves in the Eastern Conference Finals here, up against the Pacers. And this Pacers team is coming out with some firepower. Kind of bought in us right there. JT Thor dropping 36 points to get it done for that Pacers team. Pacers versus the Nuggets here in the finals. The Pacers team also has Ja Morant, of course. And this Nuggets team, as we know from earlier in the sim, is no joke as well. Pacers up 3-0, 4-0, get cleanly swept. Ja Morant going crazy, getting himself a Finals MVP there, moving us in to year 13. Scottie starting to, unfortunately, start to hit that regression a slight bit, down to a 92 overall in the year. Wesley Montgomery, MVP for the Thunder, loving that headband action with 34.2 points per game. First round matchup, we find ourselves up against the number 1 seed Heat as we come in as the 8th seed. Can we pull an upset here and move on to the second round is the real question. We find ourselves down 3-0, so it's looking bleak to start off. And we actually get knocked out in 5 as the underdog. You don't love to see it. Watching from the sidelines yet again, of course. You got the Heat here with JT Thor now up against the Grizzlies. See just how this one will play out. If I had to take a guess, I would have guessed the Heat, but the Grizzlies are coming out with some firepower here. and they do end up taking it in 6. Going absolutely crazy, in all honesty. Definitely a little bit better than what I expected that team to do. Adrian Griffin Jr. getting an MVP. Moving us along here, seeing Anthony Davis and Ben Simmons now retiring. Figured I'd mention that. Moving us into year 14. We're looking at the squad here in year 14. You see Jordan also unfortunately starting to regress now at a 94 overall. Pippen down to a 90 overall, but still very capable of winning a championship in all honesty. Cade Cunningham getting an MVP season there with the Bucks. LaMelo Ball actually getting Defensive Player of the Year. That's kind of weird. Pacers here, second round matchup here. Pacers, Ja Morant. Let's see if we can get it done and move back to the Eastern Conference Finals here. I really hope we can. Finding ourselves going to a Game 7 here, and wow, we do get bounced. We do not clutch up. That is real unfortunate, as we're going to have to watch it all from the sidelines yet again. Ja Morant doing his thing. Let's see if Ja actually can lead them to another chip or not. Pacers up against the Mavs here in the finals. Who ends up doing it? Luka or Ja here, and it is the Mavericks. Luka Doncic getting an MVP of the finals. Moving us into year 15. Jordan down to a 92 overall. Pippen down to an 87 overall. That regression wall, man, hitting real hard. First round of the playoffs, we are up against the Milwaukee Bucks, who are the number 4 seed. And we are the number 5 seed, so it should be a little bit of a trench battle here. Back and forth. We find ourselves down 3-1, unfortunately. We get a game. Can we come back and make it to 7? We cannot. Getting bounced in the first round here in Game 6 by the Milwaukee Bucks. DJ Stewart doing his thing for us. Just could not get it done. Our guys are getting too up there in age. Mavericks versus the Hawks here. Amani Bates and the Hornets. I meant Hornets, not Hawks. Up against the Mavericks, of course. So let's see how this one goes. Will the new age of Amani Bates actually get a dub or not? It might go to Game 7. It's going to Game 7. And the Hornets end up taking it. Actually, not an Amani Bates MVP there, which I assumed it probably would be. But definitely interesting. Year 16 here. Scottie down to an 83 overall. Probably coming off the bench for us now, in all honesty, at this point. But he's actually starting at that small forward position as well still. As we make it back to the Eastern Conference Finals. This time up against the Bucks, who did just knock us out recently. So let's see how this one goes. We push it to a Game 7. And wow, man, yet again we get knocked out in Game 7. A tough scene. I was hoping to get us another chip here, but it just was not set up to happen. Bucks go up 4-0 with a clean sweep over that Clippers team. So that leads me to believe that we could have probably beat them as well and got ourselves another chip, but it is what it is. Cade Cunningham MVP, moving us into year 17 of the sim, getting up there in age, boys. We got Jordan at an 84 overall, and is Scottie still hanging around? Let's check it out. Scottie at a 78 overall. Definitely has to be coming off the bench now, 37 years old. Still could probably give a little bit of rotation, though. Maybe like 10 minutes a game on some defensive stuff, but we'll just have to take a look and see. So first round of the playoffs, we're up against the Hawks. They're the number 2 seed. We are the 7 seed. Let's see if we got enough gas in the tank to maybe make a run here still, or are we cruised as far as making a run? We find ourselves down 3-1, and we actually get knocked out in 5 man, which is super tough. We're going to be watching it all from the sidelines yet again. You don't love to see it, but it is what it is. Our guys have gotten some chips, and not as many as Shaq and Kobe so far, but it is what it is. Rockets in the finals here up against the Nets. Let's see how this one plays out real quick. The Rockets go up 3-1 on the Nets and end up taking it in 5. Luther Harper getting an MVP. A lot of good guys retiring here, including Scottie. As you can see, Hall of Fame inductees. A great class there. Luka, Scottie, Ja Morant, and DeAndre Ayton all in the same year. Moving us into year 18. Of course, I'll show all the records and stuff for Scottie when Jordan ends up finally retiring as well. 79 overall, Jordan still hanging in there. And as far as rotation goes for this 79 overall, Jordan is still getting some good tick. 23 minutes a game coming off the bench as the 7th man. We are unfortunately going against the number 1 seed Hawks here in the second round. So a tough matchup for us, but let's see what we could do. We get 2 games on them at least. Are we going to 7? We are not. We get bounced in 6 here, and we will be watching it from the sidelines, of course. Hawks versus the Pelicans. Hawks team definitely was looking good as they did beat up on us. up against this Pelicans team. So let's see just how this one ends up playing out. Pelicans go up 3-0 and actually cleanly sweep that Hawks team with ease. Moving us in to year 19, which is probably surely Jordan's last run here. 76 overall Jordan, hanging in there. Let's try to get him one last chip. Of course, there will be a lot of the surrounding cast around him that could potentially get him another chip, but we're going to have to see what happens here. Is he getting any tick? He is not just coming. He's just going to be on the bench chilling, providing probably some good advice and assurance to the young guys, as we actually come in as the #1 seed on the season, up against the Hawks here in the first round, back and forth series. They're pushing it to 7 with us, and unfortunately we do get knocked out. I was hoping since we came in as the #1 seed, maybe we had a good shot to actually win them another one, but we do not. Wizards win the championship here. Looking at the player retirements, I'm sure Jordan has finally decided to hang them up after that season. So let's take a look real quick and actually see. So looking at player retirements here, sure, we're going to see a Michael Jordan on there. And we do, alongside guys like Zion Williamson, Jackson Hayes, and some other young guys from the sim. See, it does, of course, get inducted into the Hall of Fame. And here's all of the awards. I'll just let this play through. As always, boys, if you made it this far throughout the video, I really do appreciate you. You're a true Bean Squad supporter, so comment GOAT, G-O-A-T, in all capitals in the comment section. So I know you watched all the way through, and I could show you some love. I appreciate all of you in all honesty. If you did not already, definitely be sure to hit that subscribe button and like to help out your boys so we can continue growing this channel in 2K21. Hope you all have a fantastic day. Peace.